Hi, so we're out here today. We're going to build a custom trellis. Um, don't let that scare anybody because the word custom, we're going to make this very simple and easy to do. So I did purchase some dimensional lumber, some 2x4s, and I cut them in half. So they're an inch and a half by, I don't know, about an inch and 5/8, about an inch and 5/8 all the way around. And we did the same for the middle, only these are 1 inch by inch and a half. So we cut these into 1 inch strips, and I used some 5/4 decking I had left over for a top. And what we're going to do is we rabbited out these channels for some lath, and the lath is 1/2 inch thick. It's a wood lath. Of course, you could get PVC lath if you wish. I made a little 10-degree bevel on the top, so the top is going to be a flat piece that the water runs off. So the only reason why, well, they're custom in a sense is because of their size. So the sheet of lattice is 4 foot by 8 foot, and the length of these are 10 foot. A good approximately foot is going to go into the ground, and usually somebody would think that we need to cement in some 4x4 posts for something this size. Um, and if it was freestanding, well, that could be true, but this is going to get attached to the ground and the fence you see back there. So the reason we're doing this is because we lost some privacy. You can see this tree here. We lost that tree. So that took some privacy from our neighbors when we're up on our deck. Here, their deck is higher, and they could kind of just look down at us. So attaching it to that fence and growing some vines up it is just going to give us a little bit more privacy. So it's kind of a special order piece. I don't think you can just buy it readily in a store. Um, and then we're going to put one on the side of that deck railing on the other side next to that rocking chair, because we kind of have the same instance on the other side. We're going to grow some pretty flowered vines up them, and that should help us out a little bit with some more privacy. I think everybody kind of likes their privacy a little bit, right? So that's why we're doing it. And like I said, it's going to be a 4x8 sheet. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Not a lot of cutting. Very simple tools. I'll explain some of that. And we're doing it outside because I don't have a workbench that big and space to do it. Now, a lot of times I might get a sheet good or something to use as a bench. But in this case, sheet good is usually only 4x8. And that's not big enough either, because although the sheet is 4 foot and the lattice is 4 foot, this winds up to be a little bit more than 4 foot overall. It'll be hanging over anyway. So I'm going to try to do it to show everybody how you can just do it without all that good stuff. And we're going to use some simple tools: a screw gun, a drill. We bought some screws. Since the size of the lumber, as I mentioned, we bought some 2.5 galvanized screws. You get any decking type screws or with a coating for outside that you like. We're going to glue the joints. No fancy joinery, just glue them with some outdoor glue. And we're going to start at the top here. And like I said, I cut this angle at 10 degrees. Now, a lot of times I might staple these with my nail gun, but we're going to see if I could just pre-drill them, kind of hang on to them a little bit, screw them right in. Like I said, it's just a simple build. So our first brace piece, I also, I ripped all of this on the table saw, and then I used my miter saw to cut the widths, and I just figured out the dimensions here. So this first piece, I also ripped that 10 degrees to match the 10 degrees I have on the uprights. We're going to put this on the side flush with that top channel, because the lattice is just going to sit on top of this, what it's going to do the whole way down. And I'm going to staple and screw that lattice in there. So let's see. I'll grab myself a pencil here. That's what ears are made for. Like I said, I just want to make this a very simple build. I think it'll be strong enough. I think it's going to look nice to grow these vines up, and we got to make 2 of them. So we're just going to mark this. Come over here and pre-drill some holes. Just don't want to drill higher than the channel. Just want to drill lower. And we're going to shoot for 2 screws. We have a little countersink bit in there. Countersink the head a little bit. That's right. The other good tool we have is a little moist rag to wipe off any excess glue. And I might have mentioned in some other videos, I like this little sliding collet for most of my bits that slides over the screw. Kind of keeps it stable so it's not wobbling around. Let's get a little glue in here. It's also worth noting that the actual wood lattice is not 4 foot. At least where I bought it. So worth checking your actual measurement. Mine is 37 3/4. So of course I had to make an adjustment for that. We got this here. Like I said, we just want to get this flush with the channel we made for the lattice and the 10 degrees on top. I'm going to try to do this with no clamps if we could. Like I said, I want it to be a quick, simple build for everybody and myself. Just like that. No fancy joinery, no mortising. Okay, we're just going to go down the line with that on each of these sides and then flip it up. This is going to be our cap here, just like that. A little top to it, no routing, no fancy stuff, just a top, a little overhang, and we'll screw all these in. We'll spread this out a little bit the best we could. What we're going to do is we're going to measure down from this top 8 foot, place these in divided equally, and one at the bottom at 8 foot, and of course we'll lay our lattice in, we'll screw it in and staple it in, and ready for installation. Simple. I don't know how much harder you could get than that. Although it's custom, it's not very difficult to make, people. So let's screw these in and we'll show you the rest of the way. Stood it up, put the top cap on. We measured, like I said, 8 feet, split these at 2 foot apiece, transferred our mark from one to another, made sure we were square enough. Put them back on the horses. Again, we got some overhang. Not ideal, but with a little finesse we'll be okay. We have our wood lattice here. It's going to fit into the channels we made. With the thinner piece of wood, it sits right on top. This is going to help also hold things together and keep us square. What we're going to do is we're going to take every opportunity we can to fasten it at each cross section here and across the way. I have various means of doing that. One of the things I'm going to do is I forgot to mention the old tool, the old trusty hammer we need. We're going to do a little hand nailing. I got these galvanized staples, kind of pretty cool Yule staples. And we're going to use some of those, and I'll probably get some screws in along the way every 16 inches or something, but I don't think I want to use just a nail gun. I don't have really a big enough head on it. These are nice galvanized, pretty heavy duty staples, and this does need to be coated. Everything, we'll give it a coat of some outdoor weatherproofing. I'm probably going to have it sticking in the dirt 8 inches to a foot, and then attach it to the top of the fence, and we're going to grow some vines. It's going to be beautiful. Custom, but not very hard. Very easy, very simple build. We coated them up. We stuck them in the ground a little bit there, and we're going to get a little bit of our privacy back from our lovely neighbors. Kelly's going to grow some viney flower things up there. We've got this one over here, and that's the way it's going to be. It's going to work pretty well. Give us a little privacy back.